Welcome to this edition of the BRSN Insider. I'm sitting down with men's soccer coach Miguel Rodrigues. Coach, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
You guys got a 4-0 win over Mount Mercy on Saturday to close out your regular season. Your thoughts on the match?
I thought it was a good match overall. I think the guys really responded well. We started off a little slow, but as the game went on, we kind of were able to find our form, and we've kind of been a second half team all season. So it's been a great result for us.
That was also senior night. You had 4 seniors: Adam James, Blake Niermeyer, Caleb Jenkins, and Ryan Dickerson. Talk about what those guys mean to the program.
They mean a lot. I think those guys obviously I didn't recruit them here, but they've contributed to the program and just as much as anybody else. I think leadership is a very important part of our success, and I think those guys play a very important role in that.
And also that on Saturday night, Blake Niermeyer received the Peter Clevenger Legacy Scholarship. Just talk about Blake and what he did to deserve that.
Blake is just a phenomenal person. He's just the kind of person you want to be around, the kind of kid you want to have at practice, the kind of kid you just kind of want to sit down, have a coffee, and a conversation with. He's extremely deserving of the award with the Clevenger family and having been able to help us out and be there as well. So it was great to be able to honor him and his contributions to our program.
You guys finished 14-3-1 on the season, 9-3 in the Heart. What are your thoughts on the regular season as a whole?
It's mixed feelings. I think we don't see our season being over yet. We haven't really given that aspect of it thought. So we're very happy. Obviously, we're very proud. On paper, it looks like a phenomenal record, but overall, I think we're not satisfied yet as a team. I think we still feel like there's something missing. We still come to training every day hungry and aiming for something more. I don't think anybody on our team is just satisfied. It's okay. Well, we've won 14 games. That's wonderful. No, I don't think anyone really concentrates on that. I think a lot of us focus on the 3 we've lost.
Okay, and you had 4 guys on the Heart all-conference selection. Adam James was named first team, and then Caleb Jenkins, Daniel Berry, and Trayton Schaefer were all second team. Go ahead and talk about those 4 guys.
Well, Adam sort of speaks for himself. He leads the conference in points and goals, both in conference games and out of conference games. So he's obviously a no-brainer. He's a machine, and we had spoken about this previously, but I don't think he's even reached his peak yet. I think he still has a lot to give, and it's just incredible to watch him train and to watch his how he's developed over the course of the year. Caleb is Caleb. He's just a beast. He's intimidating to look at, and he plays that way. So he's obviously been very big for us. Danny's helped us out in the midfield. He's controlled our midfield. He's dictated the style of play that we want to have. So I think he's obviously very deserving. And Trayton's been a staple of our back line for the last 2 years. I think he's the kind of guy you don't want your forwards to go against. You probably would say, tell him to kind of stay away from him. But he'll find you.
And you guys open up on Friday in the conference tournament against MNU, a team was in the top 10. They kind of fell off. What are your expectations going into Friday?
Well, I mean, MNU is MNU. Their coach Kevin does a phenomenal job of preparing them for games and changing things and adapting. And I think, they've responded and reacted to after their game with us. They've changed some things up, and they've found a lot of success with that in the game since. So we're just trying to prepare ourselves and make ourselves ready to deal with them. It's going to be a good game. Very much so looking forward to it.
Is there anything that you took away from that first match that you can put into play this time around?
It's hard. I think soccer is one of those things that momentum plays a big role. You don't have a timeout. You kind of have a halftime, but really it's just 45-minute segments where you're just kind of getting after it. And we were just uncharacteristic for soccer itself. We were up very early in that match. So for us, it's more about how can we continue to build off of that momentum. It would be foolish to believe Adam's going to have a hat trick the first 20 minutes of the game. Though I would love that. It's just one of those things that's uncharacteristic to this game. So we have to be able to adjust and prepare for all sorts of situations and be mentally prepared for that as well. You sort of have the amnesia of forgetting what happened in the previous game and really concentrating on making sure that your efforts and your approach this game as one that you can really solidify.
All right, Coach, thank you very much for joining us, and best of luck to you on Friday.
Thank you very much.
Benedictine College men's soccer coach Miguel Rodrigues on the BRSN Insider.
Shakespeare once said, "Some are born great, and some have greatness thrust upon them. The rest of us," he said, "have to achieve greatness." We know exactly what he means. Be not afraid of greatness. Achieve it. Benedictine College, where greatness begins.
Back on the BRSN Insider, I'm sitting down with women's soccer coach Lincoln Roblee. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Good to be here, Dakota.
You guys got a 4-0 win over Mount Mercy on Saturday to close out the regular season. Go ahead and take us through that match.
It was a really good game. From the starting whistle, everybody was really sharp. We got a goal in the first few minutes. Madison Sanders put in a really good ball that Abby Hare put away with authority. Our next goal, we had a lot of really good passes, people connecting. Logan Haycock put a great cross in for Rosie McShane to head home. Before half, we were controlling the game well. Sydney Ruth really combined well with Nicole Kelly. And Sydney Ruth hit a real great shot, really nice shot to make it 3-0. Second half, we did a really good job, everyone, of controlling the pace of the game, had control of it, territorially, had it, attacking the goal what we wanted. And Madison got another assist, put one in for Emily Amble, a really nice first-time shot. Gave us a 4-0 lead, and we pretty much controlled the game the rest of the way out and was really very pleased with the team to finish up the regular season with a 4-0 win.
I was also senior night. Go ahead and talk about what the seniors in your program mean to your program.
Incredible. I mean, these group of players have had a huge impact since day one, and really even had just even more of a role and greater impact as they've played in their career. We have 5 players, seniors, all of them just outstanding. Madison Sanders, a senior who in the back this year has set a record for most assists ever by a defender. Haley McEntee, senior, has started more games than any player in our program's history. Ellen Loafman in goal has more victories of any goalkeeper in our program's history. Rosie McShane has most goals of anybody in our program's history. And Katie Miskin, who everybody knows, has been able to influence me to get ice cream for the team or anything like that more than anybody on the team in our program's history. But all of them are, I joke that Katie knows she's great. She's a all-time super club. Everyone knows within the program what that means, but she's a fantastic player. And not only are they great players, but they're great people. They're great teammates. They've been extremely supportive of the program, the school. They're ambassadors for the team. We say leaders, scholars, champions are what we try and represent. And you really can't look any farther than those 5 people as far as being leaders and scholars and champions. They're fantastic people, and they've helped us win a lot of games, but they've also helped the team just be a family.
All conference selections this year. We'll talk about Rosie McShane first. She was Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, and First Team All Conference. Talk about Rosie a little bit and just what Rosie does.
I mean, Rosie's a great player. I mean, she is someone that puts a big impact on the game. She's right in the middle of the field and has a great impact offensively and defensively. She actually played kind of a defensive position in a holding mid her freshman year and scored 2 goals, which was great and great at distributing and winning balls and kind of being at the core of what we were doing. And then I wanted to see what she'd be like in practice. It was clear she had a bigger impact in the attacking game than what she was able to show in her disciplined play at the position that she was playing. And we put her in the attack, and she just started getting goals and assists like crazy while still giving us a great defensive work ethic in the midfield, even at attacking mid-roll. So she's won 3 straight Conference Player of the Year honors, deservedly so. Fantastic play, and one of the most dominant players in Heart of America women's soccer history.
And then your other first-team players were Madison Sanders, Emily Amble, second team, Molly Schmidt, Olivia Myers, Anna Romano, and Katie Miskin, Haley McEntee were third team. Talk about what it means to have that many players named to the All-Conference.
I mean, we've got a lot of very good players. We had a lot of good players that could have been added that weren't. We had the most players on the team, which I was very proud of in the conference. the opposing coach, you can't vote for your own players, so everyone else, all the coaches voted. So to receive that much respect from everyone else is something that not only the individuals should be really proud of, but as a coach and the rest of the team should be really proud of. That I kind of view all these as like team awards. So great stuff. I mean, great players. We've had a history of a lot of very successful players, and I was glad to see 8 people get that recognition this year.
You guys finished 13-2-2, 8-2-2 in the Heart. What were your thoughts on the regular season as a whole?
Very good. I mean, we play a very difficult schedule. I think when the last MRPI came out, we had like the 3rd hardest schedule in the country. I think the worst team out of conference, or Heart of America Conference, is an extremely difficult conference. That's well known. I think outside the conference, the team with the worst record was that we played was like 10-6-1 or something like that. So the schedule we played was very demanding. I thought we went into every single game and played well enough that we could have won. And we're looking to, one of our goals throughout the season is just keep improving, getting better. We're really playing our best soccer right now. We look to play even better as we head into the postseason.
And start your postseason on Saturday. You get the 7-seed Baker. You guys had a 0-0 draw with them the first time around. What are your expectations going into Saturday?
It's going to be another great game. I mean, every time we play in the playoffs, every time we play Baker, it's always a close game. They're a very good team. Our conference is loaded with quality teams, and I expect here on out there'll be very well-played games that are likely going to be 1-goal games, and we just hope to play our best so we can represent the school.
Coach, thank you very much for joining us,
Thank you, Dakota.
Best of luck to you on Saturday.
Thank you.
Benedictine College women's soccer coach Lincoln Roblee on the BRSN Insider.
A wise man once said, "The world offers you comfort, but you were not made for comfort. You were made for greatness." Discover what you were made for. Benedictine College, where greatness begins.
Back on the BRSN Insider, I'm joined by volleyball coach Erin Cooper and senior setter Taylor Garner. Thank both of you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Coach, we'll start with you. You had a 3-0 win over Avalon Tuesday to close out the regular season. Your thoughts on that match?
I thought it was a great opportunity for us to come together again as a team and find our sync. I think in the past couple of weeks we haven't quite hit the same rhythm that we had in the middle of the season, and we showed a lot of that. Also, it gave us an opportunity to play a few more players and get them some game time to prepare for the upcoming postseason.
You guys finished 20-8 on the year, 12-7 in conference, the best season you've had since you've been here. Talk about the regular season as a whole.
I think the regular season as a whole, we have gained a lot of maturity. I think that our players have learned what it means to work for one another. We've learned a lot about perseverance and grit, and that it's not just about my stat line or me as a player, it's about us as a whole. And they have really bought into our 5 core covenants and really worked hard on those as well. So, yeah.
What's the mindset for the team heading into the postseason?
I was talking to Taylor a little bit about this before coming down here, and the mindset that I have on the coaching staff is this is just another game. We know how to play. We are going to stay our same. Personnel-wise, we are a great serving team. We are a great passing team, and we have continued to improve on our offensive threat. And so that's what we're going to be. That's who we're going to be. We're going to take it one game at a time.
You played Graceland tonight in the opening round of the postseason. A team that you got down 2-0 to the first time and came back and beat them in 5. What are your expectations for tonight?
Well, of course, my expectations, again, are to go and work hard and come what may.
What can you take from that first match against them and to put to this match?
That first match, we weren't ourselves. I think that was the start of us not playing the top of our game. And now we have learned from that and continue to gain from that. I learned that a lot about our perseverance and our grit. That's, when we have it in ourselves, that mindset that we don't want to lose, that we do come together as a team and work hard as one.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Taylor, your final year on campus. What were your thoughts on your final season?
For me personally, I think this is the best year that we've had, and I couldn't be more thankful or more proud of the teammates that I have, because honestly, without them, we wouldn't have the season that we have, and I wouldn't have the family that I have.
You lead the conference in assists per set. Why did you become a setter?
I started playing volleyball when I was 5, and my uncle was a setter, and so he kind of pushed me to be a setter. And I was a very front and center type of kid, and so kind of being the setter to me was like being the standout, which I quickly came to learn that it's not about you, it's about your team. But I love being able to make people look good and to get them to score the ball and that kind of stuff. So.
Okay, so what's your major and what are your plans after you're done at Benedictine?
I'm a double major in exercise science and strength and conditioning, and I'm hoping to get into physical therapy school when I graduate.
Other than volleyball, what brought you to Benedictine?
The seasons. I'm from Arizona, so we don't really experience all the different seasons. So I came onto campus, and it was just absolutely gorgeous, and just the beauty of the school and the town brought me in. So.
Final question. If you were a recruit, what would you tell yourself to get you to come to BC?
If you want a family, if you want a group of sisters, if you want people to take care of you, this is the place to go.
All right. Thank you both very much for joining us, senior setter Taylor Garner and women's volleyball coach Erin Cooper on the BRSN Insider.
Come check us out tonight.
A wise man once said, "The world offers you comfort, but you were not made for comfort. You were made for greatness." Discover what you were made for. Benedictine College, where greatness begins.